Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. Today we are talking about Masako the Humorless from the Champions of Kamigawa set. And this is a very straightforward creature, but we're going to do some fun, crazy shenanigans with it. So Masako is a human advisor. It's a 2/1, and it has a mana value of 3, 2 generic and 1 white. It has flash, so you can cast it at instant speed, and it has a static ability as well. Tapped creatures you control can block as though they were untapped, which is so cool. I love this card because this is something that, I don't think I've really seen anywhere else in Magic's history. It's so cool. Very straightforward card. No card rollings. Throne of the God Pharaoh is the card I chose to synergize with this commander, simply because depending on no matter how you build this deck around this commander, if you're taking advantage of the fact that tapped creatures can block and defend you, you're going to build a deck that taps as many creatures as possible, whether it's attacking or not. Throne of the God Pharaoh is going to be able to do a lot of damage, or rather a lot of life loss to your opponents, which will win you the game with this commander very easily. The deck idea that I am building around for this commander, surprisingly, is a Planeswalker deck, a Super Friends deck. And at the time of when I was putting all these decks together and kind of figuring out what I wanted to build with each commander, there was a lot of different archetypes that existed, but I didn't want to necessarily build around because there was only 1 or 2 commanders that supported that archetype. So at the time, I put Masako as the leader of, as one of the leaders of a Super Friends deck because it allows me to play Planeswalkers, create tokens or other Planeswalking supporting creatures, be able to attack, be able to defend my Planeswalkers, and continue to win the game, build an engine, all that crazy stuff that Super Friends can do. So, and then of course, as a sub deck idea, if you wanted to build a Super Friends deck, you can always theme it around a particular Planeswalker if you wanted to. Gideon, Ajani, and Elspeth are probably the most popular, and of course, the most variety of Planeswalkers of a single character that you could build around. So you have lots of options there. A popular deck idea on EDHREC, which is definitely supported by the increase of cards, not just from Neon Dynasty Kamigawa, but of course Ether Drift, which is all about vehicles and mounts and all that stuff, is a vehicle deck specifically, but you could do mono white mounts as well, which is a really cool archetype, and be able to crew or mount any of your creatures or vehicles, be able to attack with those, and then still be able to block with your tapped creatures that were piloting or mounting, and really fun archetype. And then lastly, I was trying to think of different ways to build around for a janky deck idea. One of which would be you want to build your deck around creatures that want to untap specifically. Bear in mind that a lot of these options that I'm going to talk through here can be put in any of the other popular deck ideas that already exist for this commander. So in the context of vehicles specifically, Oreskos Sun Guide is a cool card that you could put in a vehicles deck because you can tap it to crew a vehicle or to mount a creature, and then it can block during your opponent's turns because it's tapped, and then on your turn when it untaps, you get to gain 2 life, which is really cool. Then of course there are other cards that want you to keep your creatures tapped, like Pearl Spear Courier, which you can choose not to untap during your untap step. And when you do that, obviously Pearl Spear Courier can give target soldier specifically +2/+2 and vigilance. And then because Masako can let it block even though it's tapped, you can just leave it tapped, permanently giving that soldier +2/+2 in vigilance. And that's really, really cool, really powerful. I think you could even, you can target itself because it is a soldier and make it into a 4/3. And with Masako on the battlefield, sure, it can't attack, but you now have a 4/3 blocker, which is really cool. That's permanently 4/3. Really, really interesting strategies to build around. And then lastly, not as popular, I would love to see this mechanic come back in a future return to Amonkhet specifically, but any set that can use it, is the Exert mechanic, which is just the bottom activated ability of Angel of Condemnation. Exerting any creature means that that creature won't untap during your next untap step. So yes, it is a cost, but with Masako, that creature can still block, which is really, really cool. So you can build this like crazy Exert deck with mono white. That I would love to see happen, or like, I don't know, it would be very cool and interesting. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And that is going to do it for Masako the Humorless. Like many of these commanders, it is very popular. It has the ranking of S because of that. So I will definitely be looking at my, what is that word? I've lost the word. My tier list. There we go. I'm going to look at my tier list after this set and adjust it so I can try and not have tons of S level cards on there, because man, this is like filled up the row and now it's filling down and like filling up the A rank row as well. So it's like, oh my goodness. So very, very popular set. Very, very cool commanders. This one in particular is very high up for me personally, because it's something that I don't think I've really seen anywhere else in Magic. So it's really, really cool commander to build around. Obviously, it's going to put a target on its back because it's so unique, and yet you can do such crazy things with it that I'm pretty sure your opponents are going to want to take care of it as soon as possible. The fact that it has flash is really cool because you can cast it on your opponent's end step from your command zone, which is really cool. I'm pretty sure that should be how it is. But anyway, really, really cool card. Really fun deck ideas and concepts to build around with this commander. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, especially if there's anything I missed or cards I didn't talk about. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching and for all of your support. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!